when it comes to sports, did the Prophet ﷺ, of course there was no World Cup there, but did An-Nabi ﷺ in his life ever watch sports? And did the Sahaba ever watch sports? The answer will shock you. In one hadith, and this hadith is mentioned in the Sahih of Imam al-Bukhari, it is mentioned that Aisha radiallahu anha was once with An-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and there were people who were playing in the masjid of An-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam from Al-Habasha. There were people who were Abyssinians from Ethiopia. They were playing in the masjid of An-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And Aisha radiallahu anha, she mentions, she says, وَأَنَا أَنظُرْ إِلَى الْحَبَشَةِ يَلْعَبُونَ فِي الْمَسْجِدِ حَتَّى أَكُونَ أَنَا الَّذِي أَسْأَمُ. That I was watching the Ethiopians who were playing in the masjid in the courtyard of the Prophet ﷺ, and I continued watching until I was satisfied. Meaning the Prophet ﷺ did not tell her that, okay, you only got 5 minutes, wrap it up, you got to go do some ibadah. She continued watching until she was happy and contented. In another narration, also in Bukhari, she mentions that فَمَا زِلْتُ أَنظُرُ حَتَّى كُنْتُ أَنَا أَنصَرِفُ. That I kept on watching until I left on my own. Until I had enough, I left. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not tell me, let's go. But rather she continued watching until she left on her own. Now when we look at the Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'in, some of them, they had interesting personalities. Some of them were more strict and stern. And one great example of this is Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. In another narration, also mentioned in the Sahih of Imam al-Bukhari. Once Umar al-Khattab radiallahu anhu sees people who are playing in the masjid, and they're playing some sports. They're playing with their spears. These are Ethiopians. The sport that they didn't have soccer, so they were playing something else. They were playing in the masjid, in the courtyard of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Again, this is mentioned in the Sahih of Imam al-Bukhari. And Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu narrates that قال بين الحبشة يلعبون عند النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بحرابهم دخل عمر. That they were playing with their spears, and then Umar entered. And then فأوحى إلى الحصى. Then he became inspired to pick up a stone. And فحصبهم بها. And he chucked it at them. And when he does this, and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam turns to Umar and he says, دعهم يا عمر. Leave them alone, let them chill, let them relax, let them have fun. O Umar. This was the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we look at the Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'in and how they were. Again, sometimes we think them to be really strict. Think, for example, of a situation where you have a number of young brothers, and it's in the winter months, and they're having a snowball fight. Or let's say, for example, it's the summer months, and they're having a water balloon fight. When you look at the life of the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba, and this narration is mentioned in Al-Adab al-Mufrad of Al-Bukhari, it is mentioned that كان أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يتبادحون بالطيخ فإذا كانت الحقائق كانوا هم الرجال. It is mentioned in this narration that the companions of the Prophet ﷺ sometimes used to throw melons and the peels of watermelons at each other. This is what they used to do. And the hadith continues, and it said that if these were real, these would be men. They would have fun with each other. But when it came to defending the truth, they were real men. And this gives us a completely different perspective of who the Sahaba were and what Islam came to promote and teach. This level of balance where you can have fun within certain limits. And in the next part of the khutbah, let us discuss some of those limits. That with the summer months now here and kids are off, summer holidays have started, and with the World Cup on, we can enjoy, but within certain limits, and we'll mention 6 of them in today's khutbah.